Okay, self-help and just in general helping yourself understand or like try to understand your emotions or make your life better through reading books or whatever. You're actually probably better off if you don't want to read the book at least fucking 10 times. You're probably better off just sitting around and watching people's behavior or whatever to try to see if they're doing anything that you're doing and then improve on that. Because most people I find like they'll go out and they'll read all these books. I've been guilty of it too. I've read one or two books until I realized that I'm not actually retaining any of the information that I'm reading. Like would retain little bits of the information that I was reading, but not enough to actually apply to real world situations. Because when the time came, when the time came, I actually didn't remember anything I read or remember a little bit of the situation, but it was never enough to actually understand how to apply that situation in real life. And that's the problem. Like most people will go out and they'll buy self-help books or whatever. Some people will even go out and buy books about ADD or like whatever ailments they have just to argue with people of why they are like they are than to actually change themselves. But like if you don't read, like for instance, like if you read a self-help book or a relationship book, if you don't actually read the information 10 to 15 times the same book, you will only maybe remember like 1 to 5% of the whole book. So like if you think about it, when anything that actually happens where your emotions get engaged or where your like feelings get involved, everything you read, all your logic and reasoning for the most part, for most people I've noticed, is out the window. And they just resort to flipping out. Because like when you're a child and you're never able to express your feelings, that's what's happening. So like when somebody says something that rubs you wrong and you end up just flipping out, it's because you never got to express yourself as a child. So now you're just blowing up now when somebody says something that you never got to explain when you were a kid. So like again, back to the books, like or if you don't want to read books, then find somebody that can like help you bring your mind back. Like I know it's hard for a lot of people, even me when I was younger. It's hard to take your own advice. Especially when it comes to like relationships and stuff, because I find like most people now, like we're so scared to be alone, or we're so scared that people aren't going to like us, that we just get into the first relationship that we where somebody like pays attention to us, and then we're just like there just because like we're, whether we actually love the person or not, we're just there because we don't want to be alone. Like most people need to spend time alone for at least a year, because after the first like 4 months of being alone, that's when you really start to think that there's might be something wrong with you, and you go and look for that connection. But you need to make it past that and understand that all the people, like think about it now, all the people that you think helped you out in the past or whatever, did they actually? Like of how many people you thought that cared about like the things that you were saying or complaining about or crying about, something that really hurts you, and then you find out that they actually, people just don't actually give a shit. Like they'll say one thing, but if it doesn't benefit them or if it doesn't like interest them, then they won't, like they'll hurt you no matter what. It doesn't matter. Most people um they only care about themselves regardless of whose feelings get hurt. Like yeah, they don't think about the other people that are in the actions, like your actions that are causing reactions in other people. But yeah, all the books that people are reading are useless. Once your emotions get involved, then all that logic and reasoning is out the window, because most people never got to sit down and actually understand why they're having that feeling or understand where that feeling came from, because parents mostly just like most parents back when you were a kid were unaware. Parents even nowadays are very unaware and emotionally not there, and it's affecting the kids like terribly. Relationships, kids, family life, like yeah, people need to wake up and see what's actually going on.